the one thing I don't want in the end of life is regret.
Blah, y'all know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Aha, just kidding. Y si tú quieres cambiar tu vida, if you want to change your life, then subscribe. Ching. And by the way, guys, I just published a book called Shabbat in Chicago. It's about an audacious single mom who opens her heart and home to 5 adopted kids while embracing her Latino culture while being Jewish. And today we have a very, very special guest. He is the host of Rich Off Food Podcast. Not only that, he is the owner of Vanilla Rice Hibachi and many more. Give it up for the one and only Zach Tolen.
Yeah, let's go. I appreciate it. Oh, that book is awesome, man. That's great. You wrote a book.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to dedicate it to my mom and surprise her on how great of a woman she
Yeah.
is.
Also, it's about her.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I got to do that for my mom.
Yeah. Brother, it's the
That's
best
hard.
gift.
Yeah, that's hard. I like that. I'm gonna need to get with you on that. How you did that after?
I got you, brother.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that.
And thank you. And so look, I wanna, share something for our fans, a little story. For those who never had a first job, I got a story that y'all not ready for. So pretty much my cousin hired me. She worked at this restaurant in downtown Chicago, and it was a really nice breakfast spot. And she just told me, look, that's the register. You're gonna do everything, bus boy, take orders, and she's like, here you go, I gotta go. And so she left me there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like trying to take, and it's crazy. In the beginning was slow, so I took a little bit of orders. But the thing is, they have like this tablet where it takes it from your hand, which is the small tablet, and it
Mm,
goes to the chef, and the chef already gets like the menu or the orders, and it's all printed, so it's easier for him. So I was like, yo, I don't know how to work this tablet yet. Like, I didn't get to that level yet. So I'm gonna have to go old school, write it in a piece of paper and like a notebook and just write it down. And I don't even know the menu by heart. So I'm writing it down, telling everybody, look, it's my first time.
there you
If
go.
you could bear with me, be patient. And so the first 2 tables was cool. But dude, like around 6 p.m., I had 8 tables full with about 7 people in each table, about 5 or 7 people.
Damn.
And I was freaking out, man. Dishes are so like up to here. And I was like, yo, this is gonna be a nightmare. And I'm a little scared at this point. I told the chef, look, I'm gonna need your help too, because this is gonna be a struggle. We gotta work as a team. And so I'm taking everyone's order, bro. I'm not lying. I'm messing up a few times what they're asking for. And it's a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie. I was this craziest day of my life. And everybody, some of the people got the wrong order. And they were so cool with me. They're like, hey, look, man, I know it's your first time, man. I ordered a burger. It came out yeah, six
A hot
something
dog.
else. A hot dog. Yeah. No cheese. It had no cheese. And I was like, man, I'm so sorry. And I'll never forget that day. And it's crazy because I actually quit that day because I just couldn't do it. I think that I should have like a shadow around a little bit and then, somebody to, get me that confidence I needed, that comfortability. And so I learned that was like honestly one of the toughest spots. But what about you, brother? Any memories of your first job?
Yeah, no, that's actually she threw you in the fire, bro. Sometimes she said you either sink or swim. I gotta go. And I think that's I think that every person. How old were you?
Man, I had to be like maybe 17 or 18.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I think every young individual should at least have a job in a restaurant, right? Because it teaches you how to multitask. It teaches you how to pay attention to details. It teaches you how to work under pressure. It teaches you how to work as a team. And not a lot. You don't get that in different type of settings, but in a restaurant you get a full circle of skills that you're able to learn, and whether you stay in the restaurant industry or not, you could take those skills out into the real world. You learn respect, you learn how to listen, because you need to listen to their orders, right? So it's just a whole bunch of things that I think that's great, and I recommend every, if a parent's watching this or young kids watching this, go get a job in a restaurant, go bust some tables, go forget cheese on someone's order, and see how you can handle that type of situation, because I'll tell you what, man, I hear a lot of people say when they come work for me that they've worked in restaurants before, and I could tell off the first day. I'm like, yeah, if they're lying or not.
Oh wow.
So a story for my first job was actually I was a dishwasher. So you're the reason why I had all those dishes piled up, bro, when I walked in.
I'm sorry, brother.
um,
I'm sorry.
it's all good because I thought it was just gonna be the first day. I realized that that's every day. It's like that. They didn't have a dishwasher, and so the restaurant I worked at, they opened at 11, and they didn't have a dishwasher come until 4. So which means that the dishes pile up. You walk in at 4, and at that time I was this little punk kid that smoked a lot of weed, and so I'd walk in all high, like, oh shit, I gotta knock all these out. And while you're knocking them all out, we're still open. The restaurant's still open. So more dishes are coming, more pots, more pans, more plates. And so when I realized that this was like jacked up was when I realized that I had a buddy that worked at Denny's, and we were talking about our job, and he did dishwashing at Denny's, and he was like, yeah, man, all of our plates are we use the same type of plates, same cups, as in like the white circle plates, the clear glass cups. I'm like, really? It's because I worked at a Japanese restaurant with sushi. They had teppanyaki. They had the grill. We had every shape, plate, every type of cup. We had sake glasses, shot glasses for sake. We had shot glasses for regular hard liquor. We had green tea mugs. We had regular glasses. We had kids' cups. We had plates in shapes that I don't even know the names of these shapes. And so it was a challenge, especially I was 15 years old. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And I just remember walking in that first day and I was like, this is going to be rough. And it was.
Oh man, that's crazy, bro. It's crazy how we don't forget those like first memories, you know what I'm saying? And look at you now. Look at you're doing a lot of big things. You
Thank
know,
you.
you definitely learn a lot in life. You know what works and what doesn't work. And I think that's amazing. And brother, please tell us a little bit like, about your background if you were born and raised in Vegas,
Yeah.
any childhood memories you got.
Yeah. I was born and raised in Vegas. And, grew up with both my parents in the house. I had to get a job at 15 to pay for summer school. My dad ended up passing away when I was 15, so my summer school money ended up turning into a second income in the household. As much as I could make, as a 15-year-old dishwasher making $7 an hour. My checks weren't, a lot, but I at least paid my phone bill. So at a young age, I started paying phone bills, health insurance, um, and I grew up not in the worst area of Vegas, not in the best area, but just like regular middle class. It's funny because my dad's actually Jewish, so it doesn't make me Jewish, but my dad's Jewish, and so he'd take us to synagogue, he'd take us to a Christian church as well, and stuff like that. Both my parents were professional musicians growing up. I played music since I was, I want to say, 9, 10 years old, and so that was the path that I was supposed to take. Ended up getting a job as a dishwasher at a restaurant, and slowly worked my way up to where I'm at now.
Wow, brother. Brother, I'm even shocked when you said that, your dad's Jewish. I was like, yo, let me tell you something, bro. But I'm gonna tell you this, you're my Jewish
Yeah,
brother. So
thank you,
you ain't gotta
brother.
worry. I'm gonna tell you something real nice, little sidetrack, because you got me excited when I found out you're my brother.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
there
saying?
you go.
So I had a few friends of mine, Puerto Rican, people from Barbados and from all of Central America, and they've never experienced like a Jewish event. So
Mm.
I actually hosted one at my crib, and my Puerto Rican brother, he's actually his dad is Jewish, but not his mom. So he faced the same thing like you're sharing, like And I told him, look, brother, I don't care because at the end of the day, you still got the blood. It's in there.
Yeah,
I don't know how
yeah,
to tell you. You know what I'm
100%.
saying?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And so all my Latino brothers, they came, and I had this rabbi to speak with all of them at my house.
Oh
This
wow, that's
this
awesome.
you know what I'm saying? Just to bring people together. And
Mhm.
the best part is that the rabbi I brought in, he's Orthodox. He happens to be Mexican, well respected in Las
Wow.
Vegas community. There.
Yeah,
So, like I said, brother, you are family. Don't worry about it, because I'm a
thank you.
I'm gonna tell you something that a big leader, he passed away, but he was a big deal for the Jewish community and to the world. His name was Lubavitch Rebbe from New York. He was like this old guy with a long beard, but one of his famous sayings that he said was, "A Jew is a Jew, and that we should treat everyone as family." That's what he literally said. So, brother, brother, I don't know how to
Yes,
tell you,
sir.
but you family.
I appreciate it, man. I thought I wanted to share that because of of what you got going on and everything, and how much are involved, and I was like, I'll throw that in there because it's true.
Yeah, yeah. Can't hide the truth, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Never
Can't hide
that.
it.
It's the nose, bro.
Oh, brother, man, I'm really happy you're here, man. I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
we're like connected, and I'm shocked. The more and more we're talking, we see how we're all connected in life. And brother, and
100%.
also, can you share too, like what got you in the food industry and wanting to start your own business?
Yeah. So, I always say I didn't choose food. Food chose me. I started working as that dishwasher to pay for summer school. At age 15, I was making $7 an hour, and I heard that you could get a raise, right? I heard about raises. I mean, this is my first job ever. I don't know anything about anything. I just know we get paid. We got tips. One of the only dishwashing jobs that I know of that gets tips. And it was like, $3, $4 a day, and if I saved that for 2 weeks, it was about like 50, $60, right? And at 15, I was like, this is incredible. So of course I'm in the workspace. I'm hearing about getting raises and all that kind of stuff. And so I go to the boss after a couple of months. I'm like, hey man, I need a raise. Let me get a raise. How do you get a raise? And he looks me in the face. And this is going to be the title of my book. It's going to be Dishwashers Don't Get Raises.
Ooh,
That's what he said to me. And I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I said, what I got to do? And, that's when he goes, well, you need to learn more stuff in the kitchen. You need to learn how to like I said, dishwashing is one skill. There's plenty of other skills. And so I was like, let's do it. And, a couple months went by, and he got me cutting vegetables, prepping steaks, all that kind of stuff. And then eventually, this is a fast version to get to how I opened my own business. I started cooking at the restaurant as well, became head chef, and then I just kept leveling up, right? Like I just kept leveling up, getting raises, getting paid more. And I was realizing, like, okay, like for some reason to me, leveling up was just, I guess, embedded in my brain because it was the only way to go. I started at the bottom in the restaurant, right? I started at the bottom. There's only one way to go when you're at the bottom, is up,
right.
right? And so, once I became head chef and I was head chef for 3 or 4 years, and I go, all right, I mean, it's time to level up, right? And I would actually cook in Anthem Seven Hills area. If you're familiar with that area, very very wealthy area, and all the people I cook for, because when we're cooking for them, I'm cooking right in front of them. I'm not cooking in the kitchen. I'm cooking right in front of them. So we're having a conversation, we're talking. I'm like, hey, what do you guys do? Because I see them every week, right? It's Tuesday. These dudes are eating $150 in hibachi at 4 o'clock, drinking sake with Rolls Royce keys on the table. I'm like, what do you guys do? Right. And so, I'd hear real estate or business, or I'm in insurance, or business. And, so I worked at a mom and pop shop, And if those that don't know what that is, it's pretty much, it's not a corporation, it's not a hotel, it's what I have right now. It's one individual that opened up a store, and that individual runs the store, that individual owns the store, and sometimes it's a family business. And so, there's really, a couple ways, whether you go to culinary school or work in a mom and pop shop to level up after that. It's either go to the hotels, right? Like in Vegas, at least. Can't speak for everywhere else, but in Vegas, you either go to the hotel industry or you start your own business, is what I was told. And I wasn't culinary trained. I didn't go to school. I'm like, there's no way they're going to hire me in the hotels. So I was like, and also too in the restaurant, I mean, the only way to go up was next after being head chef was to be the manager, but I didn't want to be the manager of that restaurant. I started to realize that people that stayed there for 10 years, I was starting to see a pattern, and they didn't leave. They never left.
Oh,
Like once they
wow.
hit that 10-year mark, they're kind of just like, well, I'm comfortable here. Might as well. What's the reason to go anywhere else? And so I was coming up on year 8, trying to think of what's my next move, where to go. And I actually was selling plates while still working there, just on the side to see if I can even do it. And it was pretty popular. And some stuff happened with me and my friends. We ended up not being able to sell them anymore. And then when the pandemic happened, that's when a buddy of mine was like, "Hey man, you should go sell some more plates. You're really good at it." And it took some thought. I ended up doing it.
Oh, it's amazing because you've done so much. I see you doing like a lot of public speaking. You're always asked to, share your story, inspire young people. And I see you rising, brother. I saw a little video with you and Dana White. I was like, damn, my boy making moves. He making
Thank you,
moves.
bro. Yeah, no, it's fire, bro. It's fire. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. And tell us if you could share a little bit, tell us a little bit about that night when you made Dana. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I mean that night was pretty wild. We were at Fountain Blue, and then we were in the high limit room, and that's his favorite room. Got invited by some friends to go hang out, and everybody was there, bro. Sketch, Tommy Richmond, the singer of the $1 Million Baby, everybody, NFL players, Steve Will Do It. A lot of the Nelk boys were there. And then just out of nowhere, just Dana starts walking in, and I'm like, oh man. And he follows us on Instagram. So, I that was the first time I ever got to meet him, and we had a good conversation. And the next thing I know, buddy's betting $250,000 a hand on gambling. I'm like, damn, this is pretty wild. But it's just all about being at the right place at the right time. I take a lot of sacrifices to be able to work on my business, right? A lot of people work in their business, and I take a lot of sacrifices to work on my business. You know, there's a big difference, right? I could be stuck in my restaurant cooking every day, making a little bit more money, right? But where I want to go, you don't go far by doing it like that. You have to work on your business and things like that. Going out to these networking events, doing these speaking events, being in the right place at the right time, promoting the brand, shaking hands with Dana White and watching him play, like I said, $100,000 to $250,000 hands, and being in the vicinity, though that's working on your business, and so that's my goals right now.
I like that. I like that. I think it's true. I think that a lot of people they get stuck, like you said, in their restaurant and they work, they stay there every day. They don't expand or do any marketing. So their business doesn't grow because they're just stuck there, just going through time, right? But you're doing is you're expanding, you're looking out the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Getting more
Yeah.
recognized. I think that's a great technique. And
Thank
brother,
you.
also too, you're welcome. You're welcome. Also too, what's your like? What got you to like starting your podcast?
So starting my podcast was just another way of getting, one, helping, just solidifying myself in the food space, right? Like I want people to know that I'm not just some guy that just owns a restaurant or some guy that just started some podcast. Like I generally have worked from the bottom up. I've worked every single position in the restaurant, and now it's time to, be able to give people the light that they deserve to talk on a podcast and tell their story. And also solidify my brand as well as that pioneer in the food industry, especially right now though, because podcasts, I mean, in any industry that you're in, you should start a podcast talking about it, right? You never know who might want to listen and who might hear what you're saying and actually resonate. You just never know. A lot of people think that just because they're not, expert, or they're not where they want to be in their business or career, that they don't have the right to talk about what's going on. But sometimes, this is what I always say, right? Like, you might be starting out and you think, oh, I don't want to start a podcast, I'm just starting out. But there might be somebody out there that's just starting out as well, and they'll hear your story and be like, oh my gosh, she's relatable. I'm not the only one, right? And so it's all about inspiring people. And so if I can inspire people by telling the stories of these restaurants, again, the famous people on the show, and having, big network of individuals to be able to, you know go to and network with, and just collaborate, and that's really truly why I started it.
I like that. I like that. Yeah,
Hope
I
that
see.
answers your question.
No, it did.
Yeah.
It did. Thank you,
Yeah.
brother. I think that one of the biggest fear that people have is taking a risk. They feel like they have the idea, but they're like, "Oh, I'm not good enough," or "I just can't," or "I just can't I can't make the time." But it honestly it comes down to discipline and putting it the work, like saying, "I'm going to do it. If it fails, it fails, but at least I tried," you know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's the way I look at life every single day I wake up. It's, hey, I'm gonna do this or die trying. There's because the one thing I don't want in the end of life is regret. That I didn't go hard enough. And I mean, there's every days I wake up feel like I don't go hard enough. And people might think that's crazy, but that's just the standard I hold myself to. Is I got to go 1,000,000% every single day. When I go 90, 999,000, I get mad at myself. But that's just because I push myself. Because look, at the end of the day, the one thing that people will say is that, Zach might not have been successful, but the one thing he did do is he didn't give up, and it's so easy to give up when times get rough, you know, and it's so easy to not start because you don't feel like you're ready and don't have that confidence. But, my suggestion is just start, right? Start day one. You lay a brick a day, eventually you have a brick wall, and think of where you want to be in 5 to 10 years. It's a long game, right? Anything that you want to build that's going to be big, or there's plenty of people that can get sales jobs, or go work for a company and make that fast money, but it's like that's all you're going to do, and it's just, look, let's go back real quick. It's just what you want in life, right? Like, that's at the end of the day, right? Do you just want fast money and you don't care about leaving a legacy or anything like that? Go for it. If you just want to work a job and you want to be a comfortable, go for it. But if you have to think of where you want to be in life and what type of, outcome you want. And for me, that outcome is the biggest company in the entire world. So I have to think like this, right?
Yeah. Dang, I was deep, brother. That was powerful, man. I had the chills. I had the chills, brother.
Oh yeah.
I
I
forgot
mean,
the
it's just,
popcorn.
yeah, you're good. I mean, it's just true, right? Like, because everybody out here tries to be an entrepreneur, tries to work for themselves, because that's the narrative that's being pushed right now. Like, work for yourself, don't work for the man. There's some people that just want to be comfortable. Like, chill. Yeah, not everybody got to be a freaking entrepreneur. Like, I got employees that work for me that they're like, I can sit here and be like, oh, if I teach them everything, they might go and do their own business. They don't want to do that. They just want to work and go home and chill. Like, that's just what they want to do. Like, it's all good.
Right. Man, no, that's deep, bro. I like that. I like that. Well, look, brother, I'm really happy. I had you on the show. This was
Oh yeah,
amazing talk. I love the inspiration. Gotta have you back on the show,
let's do
guys. But anyways, guys,
it.
this is the outlet to reality. The holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching! Y'all know where to find me. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, The Outlet to Reality. My Snapchat is Take One Pass It, and my TikTok is at Yaakov28. And brother, where can my fans find you?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram. I do a lot on Instagram at real vanilla rice underscores my personal page. My hibachi page, my restaurant page is vanilla rice LV on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all that. And come to the restaurant, 3654 East Flamingo Road, Las Vegas, Nevada.